We can't figure out what happened, and or we can't agree, at least, on what happened on election night and why the results turned out the way they did. But Killer Mike, who we've had on the show a couple of times, and who I absolutely love for his point of view on what?
So do I.
No.
Yes, I do.
I'm not so sure you do.
I love him.
I used to think that, but now I'm not so sure. I saw the side eye, by the way.
I love the
But listen, Killer Mike is great. So we got him just a few hours before the polls closed here in California, and we asked him about this theory he'd put out about the African American community and which way they should vote.
This is before the results came in.
Before the results came in, but he may have had a point here. Listen to what Killer Mike said.
What I said to black people was, demand something in exchange for your vote, or threaten to stay home.
But then if you do stay home,
If you do stay home, how can it be worse for black people? Black people are currently the most 17% unemployment rate, lower economic opportunities, school systems are failing. You can't give me a worse than that unless you start pointing at Haiti. So for me, we are living in conditions that are not far from third world. So scaring me with the boogeyman is not going to work as effectively as giving my community something that helps.
Mike's point was that he felt like that Hillary and the Democrats were not giving the black community enough. Now, as it turns out, the black community did turn out and did vote. Although the thing I kept seeing on election night is how regions that had voted very strongly, urban regions that had voted very strongly for Barack Obama, were suddenly not voting for Hillary Clinton.
Hillary Clinton.
So
I mean, that
they
happened.
voted for somebody, and it wasn't Hillary Clinton. So what exactly went on here? Somebody who we've had on the show before who has great opinions, just like Killer Mike.
Very strong opinions.
Very strong opinions, is joining us right now. Maybe DL Hughley can help us figure this out, because we're just fighting. So maybe we'll just add another voice to the fight here. DL, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I probably have a bad connection, but I did last night too, so we even. I just think it's a simple thing. I think hate and apathy won last night. I think whether it's the hate of minorities, hate of Hillary Clinton, hate of their situation, hate won, and people staying at home won. So hate and apathy won. So ultimately, it is when you consider Hillary Clinton got 7 million less votes than Barack Obama did in 2012, and Donald Trump got about 2.5 million less votes than Mitt Romney did. So it was not, it was the fact that some people stayed home, and the people that went to the polls were motivated by hate, whether it's of minorities or whether it's of a candidate or whether it's their station in life.
DL, I got to ask you about that. So you think that anybody who voted for Donald Trump had hate in their heart, and it wasn't about wanting change, it wasn't about making a statement, it wasn't about disliking Hillary, it was about hate?
Okay, you can't have said all the things that he said and heard him say all the things that he said and know what he said, and you can't be a little pregnant and you can't be a little racist. Either you're willing to accept it or you're not. Either there are things that are fundamentally offensive to you or they're not. And so I think that a vast number of people may not be inclined to think that they're racist, but they'll accept it, which is tantamount to the same thing. You can't be a little pregnant, you can't be a little racist. We can't pretend. Listen, the feeling I had last night was familiarity, not disappointment. America was consistent with. There have been more presidents that have had racist or bigoted undertones than presidents who haven't. So this is a familiar thing. It's not. Okay. It's not new, and we can't pretend like it doesn't exist. And so ultimately, the question, I'm arguing with my taxi driver. Just leave the meter on.
We'll pick up the tab.
But racism is better. I got a taxi in New York, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, see, it's early.
But Trump already made things. But I think that when you look at the things that he said about women, the things that he said about Muslims, the things that he said about Latins, the things that he said, if because of that you're willing to kind of omit all that, so you get what you want. That's a little worse than racist. That's selfish.
Do you think that the tens of millions of people who voted for for Donald Trump, including a bunch of women, by the way, are sexist and don't like women?
Yeah.
Even the women who voted for him,
or at the very least, they hate Hillary Clinton.
It's not. Well, let's not be naive. It's not like all women like all women are in support of women. Let's not. You can be black and racist. You can be white and racist. You can be black and sexist. You can be white and sexist. It doesn't. I'm not. What I'm telling you is that I believe what I believe, and I believe I believe hatred and apathy won the day yesterday.
I think he's right. I think people voted out of hate for one candidate or the other.
Do you give him a chance?
Harvey, I don't think that it's really that hard for you to So let me ask you something. What percentage of people do you think that were voted yesterday would you consider racist?
I don't know,
Because
man. But I know there are a lot of racists out there.
Okay, so can you be a little pregnant?
Well, no, but wait a minute, DL. Well, how about this? Can you live in the Rust Belt where your life is going to hell because of the economy, and you just believe that a businessman can handle the economy? Now, it may be wrong, but you hold on. No. But let me just finish you asked. I'm going to finish my answer on this because you asked me. Why can't a person in the Rust Belt whose city is going to hell feel like a businessman?
He's trying to handle the tip with it.
A businessman can handle the economy, whether it's right or wrong, but they feel that way better than a politician.
Let's be clear. The people in the Rust Belt are in the situation they're in exactly because of businessmen. How many times has a businessman ever done anything good for the public? Every time somebody says it's just business, people lose their jobs.
Yeah, well, when has a politician done it? When has a politician done that? When have they done good things?
A businessman named Rick Snyder it was complicit in thousands of people being poisoned in Flint because of money. So businessmen have a different motivation than somebody else. So you can say whatever you want to say. Now I feel I'm still comfortable. I still am comfortable with saying what I said. I think that a vast number. It is not unusual for Americans to be racist and to act racist in a racist way. And I think that played out last night. And I think that trying to pretend like it didn't, and to what degree is what we're arguing about. So it's degrees of racism.
Okay, so
are you getting kicked out of your cab?
It didn't exist to any great degree, or I don't know what you're arguing.
I don't know, but all I know is this. This is the most awesome shot I've ever seen.
This is the greatest shot. I felt like I was sitting in the cab with you.
This looks
I could feel the tension with the driver. It was like, you got to go, man. I got to drive. But you got to talk.
Amazing. Oh, my God. I could watch you all day, man. Okay, well, we got to scoot, DL.
Good luck getting the next cab.
It's good talking to you, man.
To sum it all up, do I think everybody that voted for Donald Trump is racist? No, but I think the vast majority of them were.
Okay.